Monday, late morning, social media friends, and of course, our friends and connections who are veterans, whether they are active duty or now veterans in the corporate or civilian world. Let me welcome my co-host, Jason Hinsley, into today's conversation. So, Jason, I think you're ready. Let me bring you in, buddy. How are you?
There we go. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. And for all of you watching today's episode, either as a live stream or on demand, Jason will certainly talk about his background in just a little bit. But before we do that, Jason, why don't you lead us off with dropping your expert knowledge as it relates to the current real estate market and what's happening?
Yeah, it's the first day of spring happened. If you're in the Chicagoland area, you know that we got snow on the first day of spring. So
we did.
Thank you, Chicago. kind of normal for us. But with spring comes spring market, which means more houses are coming on the market, and we're actually seeing that happen. We are getting some traction on inventory finally. We're getting some new inventory on the market, which is great. A lot of stuff that came off the market maybe before winter is now coming back on. So buyers are going to have some options, it looks like, coming in. We saw some downward pressure on pricing over the winter, and we're hoping that will continue as we come into the spring. That'll help everybody out. And it also helps that rates have gone down a bit. So
that is true. That is true. Yeah, that's always helpful. You know, the cost of borrowing money when it gets just a little bit cheaper, a whole lot cheaper, that certainly drives to the affordability outcome. So thank you for letting us know that things are moving. Movement's always good. Movement in the right direction is always good.
Yep.
As part of our live stream conversation today, Jason, I thought you might benefit seeing this. So let me bring up some of this visual content. And Jason, because I know you have lived in a lot of different states, a lot of different metro areas, this first piece of visual aid that I'm sharing is the veteran population by state. So my first question to you, a little pop quiz, is this: true or false? Is the state of California one of the larger ones that veterans call home?
Yep, the largest.
The largest. There you go. Yep. And according to this map, it is. Let me hover over the great state of California. Number one. Okay. Are you surprised now? Let me ask this question. Are you surprised that the state of Illinois, land of Lincoln, is in the top 10?
Yeah, not surprised at all. I mean,
surprised.
No, okay. You just look at population and how many people there are.
True.
You know, it's got to be up there in the top 10.
Yeah. So you're saying because of population density, Illinois, land of Lincoln, is in the top 10. So let's hover over Illinois, and bingo, you win again. Illinois is actually number 10.
Yep. There you go. See, I'm surprised it's that low. Actually, I would have put it probably at like 7 or 6 if you wanted me to give you an exact number. So really? I'm surprised it's lower. Yeah, I'm surprised it's 10.
Okay. Well, let's also share and state the obvious. There is a migration of Illinoisans to the other states, so maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, could be. Could be. I'm dubious when it comes to those numbers.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let me now flip to another piece of content. I want to kind of do another pop quiz with you to see if you're surprised by the data. And this next piece of content is the average rent by state. let's take a look at our home state right now, land of Lincoln. Land of Lincoln, the average rent is just under $900. Now, let's be real with each other. This is average across the whole state. You and I both know rent in Chicago certainly is a larger number than up in Illinois, but we're
Oh,
average.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to bring this to your attention and ask you, are you surprised? If we look at Illinois versus Texas, oh my gosh, it costs more to rent in Texas, apparently.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
Not really. I mean, Chicagoland Metro and Illinois in general has always been a pretty good deal compared to other parts of the country.
Okay.
Especially the coast. And I include Texas when I say the coast. They got their south coast there. But when you do those comparisons across the board, prices of goods, prices of fuel, rent, all the things you need to live, compared to what you're going to make, the Chicago metro region is just a bargain. It really is.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that as a homer. I'm not from Chicago originally. I've only been here 8 years.
That's right.
And I've lived in California. I've lived in New York. I've lived everywhere. And the amount of stuff you get in the Chicago metro region, it's just, more bang for your buck, really. You got access to great stuff and you don't have to pay as much. So
okay. All right. I would have thought, though, in the Lone Star State, with as big as it is, right, shape and acreage size, that they can easily build more new stuff compared to Illinois, where we're kind of landlocked or lake locked.
Yeah.
So I would have thought maybe it'd be more expensive rent wise here in Illinois, but oh well, it's a nice, pleasant surprise.
I think the snow keeps the rent down.
Yes, the snow and our unpredictable weather. It's kind of like you never know what you're going to get from the box of chocolates here in Illinois.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for indulging me in this conversation about this content that we're sharing with our social audience. Let me now bring us back together in this, dynamic view. So let's talk about your move, right? So your friends, as you can see from Jason's camera, he has moved his business to a new organization. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I've opened my own brokerage branch of RE/MAX. I'm the broker owner, managing broker for now until I find a managing broker to take over that duty. But yeah, we're just getting open. We're in the office. This is the office, and then that's an actual hot air balloon, a mini hot air balloon behind us. So I had to put something up for this podcast. I didn't have a lot of time, so I just kind of threw that up there. So had it in the closet. So yeah, we're looking to basically Metropolitan's in our name. We service all of the greater Chicago metropolitan area.
Okay.
And we do, we're going to have a lot of folks coming in to, figure out where they want to live. It's such a big area, and it's hard to figure out what neighborhood you want to live in, the city or the suburbs. And we kind of guide people through that process. And our office is actually right by O'Hare Airport, centrally located. I don't call it the office, the headquarters, really.
The headquarters, there you go.
Because the agents are working everywhere. They're on the south side, they're in the south burbs, the west burbs, up north shore, in the city, just all over the place. We're really only using the office when clients fly in from out of state. We kind of stage them here. Yeah. And then we do a lot of trainings and just parties and events and stuff here. So, yeah.
So what you're telling me is your clients, both past, current, and new, can certainly benefit from how you have very intentional situated your RE/MAX headquarters for greater Chicagoland. But talk to us about your why. Why move your business to RE/MAX, and how would that benefit past, current, and new sellers and buyers?
All right. I want to make it sound not negative, but I got to be honest. I've been in this business 6 years now, and all of the little fees, all the nickel and diming that the big brokerages do, if you've sold or bought a house, you see it in the settlement statement at the end. You're like, why is the brokerage taking another $600?
Right.
Why are they taking another $250? And I got sick of that stuff. I don't think it's fair to the consumer. I don't think it's fair to the realtor who's working for the consumer. So I was going to open my own brokerage, just my own name. And I was doing my research, talking to all the different brands and brokerages. I got to RE/MAX, and they said, oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to do any of those fees. So I'm not. And now I have the backing of literally the biggest real estate brand in the world.
You do.
Which is huge for me. I mean, we get a ton of people internationally that come to Chicago and buy. I spent time in China. I speak that language too, so I'm marketing out there to bring Chinese people here. East Coast, West Coast is kind of my network, so a lot of folks coming in. And then my realtors don't have to put up with all the bogus fees, and then their clients get better service because the realtor's not stressed about these fees. And I'm also just putting as much money back in the realtor's pocket as possible. Like my commission splits. I mean, the margins for the brokerages when they complain that they're not making money, it's ridiculous. I mean, the margins are like 40%. Okay. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not greedy. I don't need that much money. So most of the realtors that come and work with me, the split's going to be like 94-6. Like I'm keeping 6%. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is for past clients, current clients, and new clients, the reason of your why is it's all about giving them more of their outcome, dollar-wise or profit-wise, for the brokers that are part of your new organization, RE/MAX Metropolitan. It's also reducing their costs to provide that great service.
Absolutely.
And so that makes very common sense to me. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So sellers and buyers, especially for those of you who are veterans, you heard it from new broker owner Jason Hinsley of RE/MAX Metropolitan. He has certainly put in front of you his why. So your call to action, your call to serve is, hey, if that resonates with you, certainly reach out to him and start a conversation. And because we're all about making it very easy, stay tuned until we wrap up today's episode. We'll show you how easy it is for you to simply grab your phone and scan, click away at something to get in front of Jason. So Jason, let's now pivot our conversation to talk about when and where maybe VA financing, right? VA financing is beautiful, great benefit. You can finance the entire enchilada, purchasing something or whatever. But let's talk about some instances when it just might not be the right solution or the best solution. Can I lead in with giving you a couple of snippets?
Sure.
All right.
Love it.
Well, so a couple of instances where VA financing is not a good fit is, for those of you watching, if you need to source money, get a loan, source financing to buy a property that you're not going to occupy as your primary home, then VA financing is not a good fit. Why? Because it is only for primary home real estate transactions. All right. The next is when you might need a co-borrower, a joint borrower who is not going to occupy the property. We call it, on my side of the business, Jason, a non-occupying borrower. So in that second path, VA financing, again, may not be a perfect fit to the outcome that you want. Now, having said this, are there still financing solutions where you can finance the entire purchase, the entire enchilada? And the answer is yes. Let me bring up a couple of two key simple examples. So here goes. From my organization, Social Media Friends, we offer this solution called Home Start, where we will help you finance 100% of your real estate purchase. This is, of course, still for primary residence real estate transactions. And we do this by offering this down payment assistance coupled to FHA financing for the large sum of money that you need. The next solution, this is for our brothers and sisters all across the U.S., even here in Illinois, by the way. And that is down payment assistance for those social media friends who are eco-minded, energy, sustainability driven. We provide what we call solar boost down payment assistance. They can get down payment assistance coupled with FHA and also additional funds to flat out own their solar panels. This as part of, being very eco, green oriented, etc., etc. What are your thoughts behind these two simple down payment assistance solutions, Jason?
Yeah, I think those are great. I mean, I might talk to you about solar myself.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, solar is great because you can offset your cost if you have a pool. A lot of folks that have pools, they're offsetting. I mean, it's a seasonal thing that you need, and it eats up a ton of energy. So solar for your pool is really helpful here in Chicago. You're not gonna have your pool open in the winter, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's fantastic. That's great info to have.
Yeah, so there you have it. As part of our live stream conversation today, Social Media Friends, we wanted to share with you, Jason's new home, work home, and of course, together, how can we get you into your next chapter, your new home, and give you that outstanding client experience? So as I mentioned earlier, how can you start a conversation with Jason and myself? It's really simple. All you need to do, hang on. All you need to do is scan these QR codes that you see here. There you go. I loaded the wrong content, a little slip of the thumb and finger there. All you need to do, Social Media Friends, is scan the QR code for Jason to start a conversation with him, given his new RE/MAX office to support you and get you to a great, profitable, and positive outcome that you're looking for. And along the way, should you need to finance that real estate purchase, scan the QR code on the other side, the other corner that you see here. So as we wrap up, let me ask my music posse to play us out. Have a good Monday, everyone.